Today we're going to be taking a look at the Tier 3 British Light Cruiser the Caledon. The ship requires 1,900 experience to unlock and costs 256,000 credits to purchase without discounts. If you want to skip over the ship overview and history, there will be a time on screen where you can go straight to the gameplay. So, to begin, we'll be taking a look at the main features of the ship. So firstly, for the guns, the Caledon has got 5 152mm main battery guns with a range of 11.8 kilometers. They've got a reload of 8 seconds and will do 2,900 citadel damage. They can do a good salvo penetrations as well, which will probably do that and more. So the one problem with, well, really just the general armament of the ship is the fire rate isn't exactly the best, and against ships such as the Charleston and the Bogatyr, it'll be very easily outgunned. Alongside the guns, the Caledon has got double twin torpedo launchers on each side. They've got a range of 6 kilometers and a base reload time of 41 seconds. Although they've got a short range, they can be incredibly effective, especially if you're playing using island cover to your advantage. If you can sneak up to people, you'll be able to drop 4 torpedoes, and due to the incredibly fast rudder shift, you'll probably be able to fire the other side as well, so that's 8 torpedoes, and that's going to probably guarantee a kill, seeing as each torpedo will do a maximum of 10,000 damage. For the armour, most of the top deck and the superstructure have got around 6mm of armour. However, some of the lower armour near the waterline, both the front and the back end of the ship ranging from around 38 to 57mm in thickness. One weakness, the ship does have a very high exposed citadel, which it does have stronger armour of 76mm, however that can be pretty easily penetrated by AP rounds as well as some high calibre HE rounds. The gun mounts do also have some 76mm armour, which is the same thickness as the citadel, with only the conning tower having more at 152mm. Overall, the armour isn't really the best and can't sustain much damage, which is exacerbated by the low HP of just 19,000, which is less than its predecessor, the Weymouth. The best way to stay alive with this weakness is to play using the environment or your teammates around you, such as firing behind an island or letting a teammate ahead of you tank some of the damage which would otherwise be far worse for you. The ship does have some anti-air placements on the vessel, those being 2 76.2mm guns and 2 40mm guns, which is more than what other ships do have, such as the Bogatyr having none and the St. Louis being able to do pretty negligible amounts of damage to planes. Unlike most ships, it won't be able to fully defend itself from a full squadron of planes, so being with another ship for cumulative AA will make you look like a much less vulnerable target. The Caledon's speed and manoeuvrability is very good, as it's got a fast rudder shift time of 7.8 seconds and a top speed of 29 knots. This means although the ship can't take regular hits for a long period of time, it is very good at actively avoiding shots, especially from long range as well as avoiding torpedoes. Concealment for the Caledon is 10.1 kilometers, but can be reduced to around 9.1 kilometers with Concealment Expert and reduced to around 8.8 kilometers with Camouflage that reduces detectability. With these two additions, the 8.8 kilometers is actually rather good for the ship. For the upgrades for the ship, I'd recommend going for the Main Armaments Modification 1 and the Damage Control Modification 1. For the Captain skills, the first 10 I'd go for Priority Target, Adrenaline Rush, Vigilance and Concealment. The other 9, there's probably more options than that, but there's sort of 2 main lines you can go for. The first being going for High Alert, Superintendent and RPF, which can be good, or there's the other option being to trade 1 Tier 4 Captain skill for 2 Tier 3s, which alongside Superintendent would be Torpedo Armament Expertise, then either Basic Survivability or Survivability Expert. The last Tier 3 can then be dependent on whatever brings you the most trouble, whether it's losing too much from flooding and fire, or not having enough hit points. If neither of those are problems for you, then you probably go for Basic Firing Training, as that would more help you with carriers, because it will give you 10% continuous damage from anti-air. For a little bit of background information on the ship, HMS Caledon was a light cruiser, being a subclass of the C-class cruisers. She was built in 1916 and after surviving both World Wars was scrapped in January 1948. The first action Caledon saw was during the Second Battle of Heligoland Bight, which took place on the 17th of November 1917. The battle was 65 miles west of a small island of Sylt in North Germany. The Caledon was the lead ship of the 1st Light Cruiser Squadron, where they and 2 others went to take out the German minesweepers, which were escorted by a group of cruisers and torpedo boats. As the British went to attack the minesweepers, the German forces engaged the British fleet, so the minesweepers could withdraw, which they managed with the exception of 1 trawler being sunk. During that engagement, the British fleet came under fire from 2 Kaiser-class battleships, to which HMS Caledon did take a 12-inch shell, but it did not detonate. Following that, the pursuit was called off once they'd reached the edge of the minefield, with only casualties being on HMS Calypso, where her captain and all personnel on the bridge were killed. For the action during the Second World War, it was spent mainly escorting convoys and was involved in the pursuit of the German battleships Scharnhorst and Gneisenau. After that, the ship was later converted into an anti-aircraft cruiser, where all anti-aircraft weaponry was replaced. Right, so we're currently playing on islands. I had just recorded another game, which, well, it was good. I mean, I got 4 kills, I contested a cap, got torpedo beats and killed 2 destroyers and all that. And it was rather good. However, I was not expecting to have this game. So, I mean, I was just hopping in, I'm like, okay, I'll just want to play another game just because it's a generally good ship, even though I'd already done you know, recording of it and pretty much ready to get it all finalised and up. But then I had this game. I was just in a call with a friend and it went quite well. So, starts off relatively slow. I start popping off a couple of shots at this Kohlberg. And, you know, it's just, you know, usual game, just start engaging the enemies at range, waiting for them to come and see who gets the best shots. But yeah, it went quite well. So, I mean, I'm showing, you know, how the guns are in this. They are relatively good. I mean, you can get a quite good amount of damage output from them. You know, 5 of these guns with all penetrations will do a lot of damage. But honestly, this ship, it's just everything that you could hope for. It's got great guns, it's got really fast loading torpedoes. I mean, you can get it down to like 36 seconds or something on these, as I've already explained. It's got, you can even heal, and it's tier 3. It's just such a good ship. So obviously you can see here me doing yeah, I do attempt torpedo beats here, and I'm like, oh, this is looking good, it's looking good, and then it does not look very good there. So, I wish I hadn't taken that because I might have lived a little bit longer. So yeah, spoiler, I do die at one point. So dropping some of these torpedoes off, I mean, it is ridiculous how fast they reload. I love them. But honestly, this ship is, it's just one of those ships, like, you can play quite a relaxed game in it, and it is so fun. So I think this guy does try avoiding torpedoes. If he got straight on, he would have avoided that, but he didn't. So that's the first kill. Then we've got this Kohlberg over here. He's pretty heavily damaged. You can see all that burning on the front of his ship, and he's nearly out. So wait for these guns to reload and give him a quick bump. That's the second kill. He's out. So go for Charleston now, the tier 3 premium American cruiser. It's one hell of a ship, and he gets torpedoed by his teammates, which is quite unfortunate for him. And although he's been torpedoed by me and his teammate, that still doesn't seem to kill him. So get the main batteries around and start firing. So there we go. That is a 3rd kill, going very well. So I'm looking who to go for, the Friant or the Romulus, and I see in front of me 2 full HP cruisers. Another Charleston, and the Friant, the tier 3 French cruiser. So you can see what I'm going to do here. I've got torpedoes on both sides. So drop off 3 on this side, aim those at the Friant, and then start turning, just trying to get a good angle at this Charleston. Just about managed to pop them all off. Hoping he doesn't ram me. It's very close. There we go. I got a 4th kill. Just about avoid those shots, avoiding those torpedoes. And a 5th kill. That gets me a Kraken Unleashed, devastating strike, and a double strike. So I'd say that's a very good showcase of how this ship can play, especially when given an opportunity like that. That was very good. So just to take a quick look at that, that's a very, very nice game that we've got there. So 184,000 credits, which is quite good for the tier. I mean, getting that, you know, that's really going to be helpful, especially at lower tier games when you've not got too many ships. So that would be quite good. 2,200 XP. I mean, I think there's a bit of a modifier there. I think it's about 1,300 base. and a bit of free XP. I mean, for the awards, that's quite nice. So we've got 2 of the devastating strikes, a double strike, a Kraken Unleashed, and the high caliber, which is very, very good. So as well as that, we got a nice 81,000, basically 82,000, nearly as many torpedo hits as we did main battery hits. I mean, I did want to showcase the guns a little more, but I mean, you could see they did a good amount of damage. I mean, even to destroyers, when they were angled somewhat, they got into the ship and detonated, which was good. Got a few incapacitations, obviously the Kraken, so 5 kills there, 5 floodings, a defended, and 5 spotted, which is very nice indeed. So with the scoreboard, I mean, yep, there we go. So 1300 base XP, that's pretty good, especially for a tier 3 game. You can see it's, that's getting close to double the guy below me, which is quite a good amount. So quite happy with that. And then the enemy team, unfortunately, didn't get too much XP. With the detail report, you can see it's quite nice considering that's most of the health on most of those ships. So very happy with that indeed. And for the credits and XP, then it's just a little bit of an overview of what I got. So, quite good. 48,000 for the how much I've spent just for the actual paying for the ship and consumables and everything. So I'd say that's overall a very good game.